What is going on, Halo fans? Luke the Notable here, and in this video, we're going to be going over the Atriox Seige deck. A lot of you have been asking for a specific build for this deck. It's essentially a deck that you might see a lot in 2v2 and 3v3, not super effective in 1v1. Atriox isn't a great one, mostly because of his starting army. All you have is Bulletproof and Warlord. You don't have a lot of fast units in your starting army. Not armor, like Anders or the Shipmaster. So he's going to be, Atriox is a much better leader to play in 2v2 and 3v3. Not saying you can't use this deck in 1v1s, but I have had a lot of success with it in 2v2s and 3v3s. I think almost undefeated. The couple games that I've lost have been when my teammates were just completely oblivious to energy. And in a 3v3 game, when you have 3 other people on the other team going for energy and it's just you, it's pretty hard to survive. So this is actually the Seige and Siege Breaker deck. Now you can move a couple things around, but if you look on the left, that is the deck build. Essentially what you're going to be doing is you're going to be setting up blisterbacks, which is the artillery unit that is also an air unit. Convertible between the two, and also locusts between B and C. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that when we get into the game. That's your 2 main units, and then everything else is kind of just support, using your engineers, hunters, anti-units, like the Ironclad hunters and hunters. One of the reasons I like using Atriox for this rather than Decimus is Atriox gets Ironclad hunters, so I can have 2 forms of those. You want to have both forms of the Reaver and the Prowling Reaver, which Atriox has both of. And then he also has access to Atriox only, the Spike Turret, which is a deployable turret. And he also has Atriox Bulwark, which you can put over everything in your siege or your setup to kind of make it invulnerable and heal them over time with the help of your engineers. That can be very, very helpful. And then, of course, the anti-siege part of this deck is Eradication. Eradication is probably the best spell. I call them spells. I don't know what the hell they're actually called. But it's probably the best spell to use for siege decks. Now, I don't know if I have any footage of this. I may have taken some Xbox DVR footage. Maybe in the game we play, we'll have some footage of this. But Eradication is going to be your anti-siege aspect to this deck. It's really going to break up a lot of people trying to run this deck. So if you're playing as Atriox, that's a good spell to have. Ironclad Wraith I was trying out, but I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to switch this out for the Suicide Grunts. And I'll show you how to use those in this video. Blast units. You can see the Suicide Grunt has the blast capability. That is a very awesome thing. They can die, and you essentially don't use these as a unit. You use them more as a spell or a support card. And I'll show you what I mean in the game that we play. We're going to play some 3v3, maybe a 2v2, and show you guys what's going on with this deck. So again, on the left side, you can see this is the Atriox Siege deck. So I'm here with Sir Sputnik now, and what he's going to do is he's playing a fast deck. He's playing a Shipmaster deck. We're playing 2v2. He's going to be going for energy, and they can hear you, by the way, so you know if you have anything to say.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's going to be going for energy fast as possible. We're both going to rush C and set up at C. Hopefully we can then set up our artillery at that ledge between C and B, and I'll show you what that is when we do that. But his deck also has the blisterback, so we're going to be able to set up 2 sets of blisterbacks. But first thing out of the gate, we're going to definitely go rush C. I'm going to send my Marauder over towards A, the other side of the map, just in case there's any energy back there. But because both of our armies are going to C, we should be fine. I'm going to send my Marauder over to the other side, try to get that energy. So we're both going to go to C, 1 Marauder over to A, and we're just going to see where this energy comes up from. Alright, I think they're going to try to get that
support.
Okay, they're going straight for that energy, so I'm just gonna leave my Marauder there and send 1 for B so we can start getting some points. And basically, you're gonna set up right here where I'm pointing, guys, right on this little thing between B and C. It's a very, very good setup spot. As soon as you can get blisterbacks, that's when you want to start setting it up, and then it's very easy for you guys to, control B and C. Right where Sputnik put his locust is essentially where you're gonna go. Don't want to neglect energy though, so every now and then you should be putting stuff in the game. Oh, that is unfortunate that they got the good energy right there.
Somebody goes for that energy.
Oh, Yeah, send the one from behind us. They're going to get the one behind them for sure. But we're still even on energy, so that's good. And then we basically just sit here and wait. This is one of the decks, like every deck that I've talked about so far is like, yeah, let them get an early lead. But this one is kind of one where you want to get an early lead. You want to get over to B and C quick and let them, you know, kind of fester. Because once you get a lot of artillery set up, it's pretty hard for them to stop you. Like if you can get 3 or 4 of these blister backs, you're pretty much set. And we got a force coming. Cyclopses, a Wolverine, a lot of stuff coming. Move your Locust over so it can shoot, and then send your hunters in. That should be good.
Where do you want me to move my hunters?
Into B, because you can see how our artillery though isn't even in harm's way, and it's doing a lot of damage. So that's pretty cool. You also want to get Reavers in. Reavers are going to help against the air threat that these kind of decks have. So these guys could send their Hornets over and pretty much easily take out our artillery. But since we have Reavers, or at least I'm building Reavers, that's going to be a little bit harder for them to do.
I have a Reaver.
Yeah.
He's coming over.
And this is kind of how you want to set it up. Just keep your ghosts alive, because we're going to need those for when the new energy pops up.
Yeah, I have a ghost alive. I'm going to send this boost over to Cappy.
I'm going to send a Marauder over to, or I'm going to keep Marauder in the middle. I'm going to send a Chopper over to the other side and just keep him back there. Let him sit. And just so you guys know, I cycled through my Locust, but at 1.1 energy plus, you can actually cycle through for like basically no cost. So once you hit 1.1 energy, that's where this deck really starts to shine, because you can just cycle through to your blister backs and get them like instantly. All right.
All right, I'm gonna take my ghost, get that energy behind.
I got one going behind there. That's good. I'm getting the energy between A and B. And
right. Yeah.
What you want to do when you're setting this up is don't put your blister backs too close together. Blister backs, Kodiaks, whatever you're using. Because a suicide grunt can take out the whole thing if you're put too close together. Like Sputnik, your units right here are pretty close. I would move your Reaver over a little bit. Move your Locust over from mine, just because if he decides to send like a suicide thing in, it's just gonna wreck us. Here, I don't know why he's sitting in our base, but that is like instant death. I don't know why he would do that.
Why is he? Yeah, like if you have units inside your base, they automatically get healed.
Yeah, you can out heal a Scarab. Like I don't know why he's doing that. That's just wanting to die.
What the hell is he
but
doing? He just
anyway, at this point we have plus 1.53, which means we can cycle indefinitely for virtually no cost. And that just I cycled through my Locust again, and I cycled through my blister back. See, this is what I do when I do live comm.
Damn, Luke.
I'm just messing it all up. So you want to get out your Locust and your blister back, and what you'll see is just look at all the damage that these things do. Put it right there.
Oh shit! I accidentally did all local units back.
It's just a huge lockdown here, of B and C. Now a support card like Eradicate or Mac Blast can be a counter to this, but if you spread it out really hard or really far, it can be pretty tough for them to get a card like Eradicate on there. And at this point,
just counters everything.
Yeah, but even then, that's an expensive unit to counter, and it's still a lot to deal with. It's still a lot to deal with.
Hey, look at every time you get a kill. Every time you get a kill, your what's energy goes up a lot. You get energy for kills.
I don't think you get. Are you sure?
Oh yeah, you do.
Because I'm watching it, and I don't think.
Well, it's every time you get a kill. So
oh, okay, okay. So it's only okay. So I guess you're getting all those kills, because I was looking at the energy and I was like, I didn't know that happened. I don't know. I wasn't able to play the tutorial.
Yeah, I noticed that yesterday when I was trying to get some Scarab gameplay.
I guess that's new. Okay. We can see how much stuff we have here. And they can't even touch it.
Over to A and then drop a Scarab on A.
Okay. And you end up having a lot more energy than you really need. One thing that you can do, and the reason I like Atriox, is if maybe they drop a Scarab or something, you can just drop Atriox's Bulwark, and that'll make everything invulnerable for a little bit of time, and that'll help kind of time out the Scarab. You can even, if you have enough supplies, while Atriox's game's over, you can cycle back. You can place Atriox Bulwark, and then you'll have enough time to cycle back to it, and you can just play it again. So you can keep your siege completely there, and you can see how much domination we had over those guys, beating them 200 to 42. I didn't lose a single unit. I had a huge kill spree and everything like that. Pretty easy deck, especially when you have someone that you're talking to. You can do this if you just hop into 3v3 or 2v2, but you're not going to assure that the other player, like Sputnik, is going to be like, really good at getting energy. And that's kind of what I was trying to show you guys today. So thank you all for watching. On screen right now, if you click on the top left, will be my logo. You can click that to subscribe. And then in the top right, I have picked a video just for you that you can learn more about Halo Wars 2, more about deck building, more about everything about this game. Thank you all for watching. Stay notable, and I'll see you in the next video.